And we're 10 o'clock, Fox 10 Talks. Ron and Syleste, and this raging fire on the edge of the valley just continues to grow. We have plenty of coverage for you this morning, as the fire was making headlines over the course of the weekend, Syleste.
Yes.
Just seemed to be getting worse by the hour.
I mean, and I think for all you folks who live in the western portion of the valley, you probably can smell it this morning. For those of you joining us from around the world on YouTube, this is taking place in west portions of Phoenix. This is from our ADOT cameras, our Arizona Department of Transportation cameras on State Route 85. So this is out in the west part of Phoenix, and you can see, Ron, we've got a lot of different crews. I think it was 83 or so different crews fighting the blaze.
Yep. So we're going to be all over that. We're going to check in with Irene, who's just done a great job for us all morning long. But let me also let you know that we have plenty of other stories coming up today. Unbelievable what is happening on this cruise ship. People really desperate, I think, to get off. 3 people have already died. Others are sick. It's just an unbelievable situation. Plus, McDonald's, after all this time, changing its soda policy. And a new study is out this morning. If you love chewing on nuts, which is the healthiest of them all? Poll question. Grab the QR code. Let us know what you think. The president just issued a kind of marching orders to the GOP that Hakeem Jeffries should be impeached. What do you think about this? 61% are saying he's right. 35% are saying no, he's the one who deserves to be impeached, and 4% say enough with the impeachment talk. Focus on the economy. QR code for you to have a chance to let us know what you think.
All right, we launched the YouTube poll, and this is 46 minutes ago. 631 votes thus far. 35% say he's right. Hakeem Jeffries should be impeached. 53% say Trump deserves to be impeached. Hakeem Jeffries does not. And 12% say don't impeach either. It's all out of control. Focus on the economy.
Okay, so coming up, we have Irene Snyder here in about 2 minutes. She's been doing a great job covering this fire. In fact, she was really right out there at the scene of the fire. That's all coming our way, Celeste. But let's first show everybody the bird's eye view. Really interesting. Just a little while ago, earlier this morning on our morning show, when Troy Barrett was up above, here's some of what he had to say.
Spreading more to the east now, you can really see that big plume of smoke that's moving from those hot spots. I want to take you, certainly show you where we've been as a wide shot here. As we look back to the west towards State Route 85, you can see where the flames have been burning since the weekend, and going right through this Salt Cedar inside the Gila River bottom. And as it stands right now, we just have maybe 4 or 5 areas where there's still some flames. It's moving toward this old quarry lake here, where there's some riparian areas and a lot of birds that are flying around. You can see crews on the ground down there. They're hoping that these flames meet the canal here and just sort of burn out and go away. That's what they're really hoping for on the head of the fire here. And just to a little bit the south of those flames is another pocket of pretty active flames still moving through the Salt Cedar there and burning toward the lake. So I think they're really hoping that that lake is going to be kind of a savior for them and stop most of the forward motion, where they'll have to kind of fight this fire on just a couple of flanks. But you can kind of see a lot of birds flying around. They're very upset around by all the smoke and the flames that are getting close to where they normally hang out here at this lake.
You know, you make a good point that they're hoping that the waterways that we see, the canal and whatever this is, the quarry that you mentioned, are kind of natural fire lines, so to speak, Troy. I mean, you're up in the sky. It was a pretty windy day yesterday as well. What's it feel like in terms of winds up there this morning?
The winds are not bad. It's actually not gusting as much as it was yesterday afternoon. You know, we went out to the Lake Pleasant area for a little while yesterday, and it was very gusty out there. But the winds, they're moving more from the west to the northeast. I'll give you a look at the smoke plume here as it goes across the valley. It's going across Buckeye and heading more toward the Verrado area and into Surprise. So that's where folks are getting most of the smoke at this time. But right now, it looks like the crews on the ground really hoping they're going to use this natural water break here to maybe help them get a handle on the forward motion of this flames.
Okay, there's our Troy Barrett as he was reporting a little while ago. Celeste, Irene has just returned to the studio here.
Hey,
Boy, she was doing
in the studio.
Yeah, she did. She's like, where do I go again?
Yes,
I'm like,
she
come on,
did.
sister, follow me. Let's go.
I'm surprised you didn't break out into a sweat, Irene.
I know. No, we made it in time.
Yes, we did.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you learned while you were out there, because you were out bright and early this morning.
Sure. I mean, we got to the scene around 4 o'clock this morning. And I mean, by the time we got there, later on in the morning, it was more smoke. When we first arrived on scene, I mean, you guys, there was smoke there was smoke, there were flames. It was bright orange flames going for miles. They said right now nearly 1,000 acres. That was the last estimate they were able to give us. And you guys had asked me, we were talking off air about homes in the area. They said overnight it went about a mile northeast. Thankfully, there's no homes in that direction that are at least near where the fire is going. There is a ranch around there. We spoke to a man who works there earlier today. It's an equestrian center in Buckeye. Now, that's on the opposite sides. The fire isn't going in their direction. They've been prepared just in case, but he said they're not worried because he said they have their grass is, I guess, well watered. He said they don't have a whole lot of vegetation in the area. He doesn't think it's going to affect them at all. Nothing has in the past. And he actually said the one thing he's grateful for is some of that debris that's in the area. Right, the Gila River bottom where it's burning. He said, hey, it was a mess down there. He said it's burning some of that up. So maybe that'll be one of the plus sides of this fire. Not that there's many to a fire. But that was one thing he had pointed out. And there's very dry conditions down there. So that's one of the things that makes it difficult for the firefighters to battle these flames. And we're taking a look at the Skyfox view of it. I mean, you can see even from where I was on scene, you can have a much better view looking at Skyfox. It's still such a raging fire. You can see the smoke, the black smoke, the flames billowing this morning. So definitely a scary thing. But as of right now, nobody is evacuated. So that's a good thing.
So the smoke is burning, I think what you reported earlier this morning, in a northeasterly direction. Is that right? Is there concern with any of the smoke, or they just want to alert people that they could in fact smell it?
I mean, right now they haven't evacuated anyone. I mean, I think we spoke with Tiffany Davila this morning, and she said that there have been a lot of misreports about people saying, hey, they have to be ready to evacuate. But in fact, they don't have anybody on what's the set mode. That's, you know, if you live in a wildfire zone, sometimes you're told, hey, ready, set, go. They said no one is in that set mode right now. So they're not concerned about anyone getting hurt. But, you know, of course, she said it's always good to be prepared and to keep an eye on those alerts. Watch the news, make sure you're prepared, but no one needs to necessarily have to pack up their bags yet.
You know, it's so interesting because Buckeye is such a boom town.
Yeah.
I mean, percentage-wise, they're just growing like crazy. And I suppose at some point, housing developments will be moving closer and closer into that area. But it's still, so the direction of the fire in terms of how far away it is from homes is still a few miles.
Yeah, it's still really at least a few. I'm not sure the exact distance, but at least a few miles away. And like I said, it's going in a northeastern direction, and there's no homes directly in the path of the fire, at least not in the immediate vicinity.
During the time you were there, Irene, did you feel the winds maybe shifting a little bit, or were they consistently blowing toward the northeast?
It was, at least from what I can tell, standing out there, you know, having the wind in my face, it was pretty consistently blowing toward the northeast. But it ramped up a little more as we went on through the morning. One other thing, being by the water, there were so many mosquitoes down there. So one of the things we noticed, if you were watching some of my earlier live shots, you could see the bugs, you know, just even going through the camera lens. As soon as that wind picked up, you know, hair started blowing back, the bugs started going away. It picked up decently from what it was at 4 a.m. when we first got there.
I remember Troy Barrett mentioned this morning as well, and I'm wondering if you saw this out there. I guess there's a lot of birds, like a riparian reserve, or maybe birds were out there kind of in, you know, some parts. Did you see any of them flying around at all?
Not really.
Maybe it was farther up in the air.
It might have been farther, closer. I mean, we weren't that far from the fire, but at least a safe enough distance. The closest we got was there was the equestrian center, the Buckeye Equestrian Center, and we spoke to a man who works there. And like I said, he doesn't seem like he's too worried. They're prepared just in case. But you know, that was as close as we got to the fire.
I mean, you look at that video right there. It is epic. And this really, you know, one of my worries was just the overall air quality, because especially if you live in the West Valley, I mean, this smoke is pretty thick and heavy.
I mean, we could smell it. You know, we get out of the car, we're doing our live shots, and it smells like smoke, yes. But I will say I've covered quite a few wildfires. I don't know if it's because I've been maybe closer or just because there's been more smoke, but I've been in heavier smoke before, put it that way.
How far is it from, like, let's say, State Route 85 that takes you south, or any other big roads?
I'm not sure exactly how far it is from there, but I mean...
But it wasn't anywhere nearby.
It wasn't right by, no, not where it was going to actually affect it. The road was closed off there. There was a road closed sign right off by where that equestrian center was this morning. So it's not a very far road closed sign, so it's not closed off for very far. We have 130 personnel also. I'm just looking through some more of my notes that are out there this morning. So it was just 3 o'clock again. It broke out on Saturday. We spoke to some people over the weekend who said that they're on edge. There have been no power outages. That's one thing that we've spoken to people about. Hey, was your power out at all? They said that no, it wasn't. So, and again, no evacuations at this point. So that's the good thing.
Well, as usual, Irene, a really good job reporting on this fire, and we appreciate your time. Hopefully they can get this thing knocked down. Was there any discussion about aerial assets?
Yes. No, they said that actually that's one thing. I'm glad you mentioned it, Ron. They were warning people who are trying to put up drones in that area, don't do it, because right now they have planes that they're putting up to help put out the flames. So if anyone puts up a drone, they have to immediately ground all their aircraft. And that, of course, is going to
affect the firefight.
What they're trying to do and put out the flames. So do not put drones up in that area while there are their planes in the air.
Okay. So. Irene, great report.
Yeah,
thank you for hustling in here with us.
We tried to make it in time to get
we
you all
did. Irene's like, do you know where to go?
Irene's amazing.
She is amazing.
By the way, who knows? Maybe it was a little bit of the kind of the smoke from the fires, but all of these clouds. This is a time lapse. I don't know about you guys. I just love these time lapse videos. This is what it looked like right around sunset last night over downtown Phoenix, Celeste. You take a look at that and you say to yourself, I want to live downtown.
Oh, my goodness. And one of those high rises, Ron?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you got a rooftop deck or something like that. It's 10:12 this morning. We're going to give you a kind of a preview, right, Ron, of that mystery camera this morning.
Yes, let's do it.
We'll leave you with this beautiful shot.
Hey, and one other thing. This cruise ship, this is an unbelievable situation. What we're learning about it, stranded at sea, people want off. That's next on FTT. You know, we already say that we have the friendliest chat on the internet. A lot of folks are saying hello this morning. We sure appreciate you guys. There's your preview of the mystery cam. There's more to come on that. Your actual guesses coming up at 10:30 this morning. So, Celeste.
Yes, Ron.
You know, even so, we don't have, say, for example, a window.
No, we have a skylight.
We have skylights.
We have a few
in our
skylights,
newsroom,
yes.
so we don't really get a chance to look outside. It's so cloudy and cool this morning. It's fantastic.
I know. Waking up this morning, I looked at my Fox Weather app and I thought, what are the numbers? Because it's such a sweet surprise for us in May. And you guys in the chat are loving it too. Let us know what maybe your favorite weather pattern is. I mean, we have folks from all over the world here watching. Lamala says, I love the clouds.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer says, clouds are keeping us a little cooler today. That's right. And Charles David, though, he says, the clouds have really been making me feel off lately. I wonder if that's where under the weather comes from. Like that saying.
Okay, we should
I'm
investigate.
feeling under the weather.
Yeah. We'll ask Crystal that and she'll give us this look.
I was thinking of Chat GPT, but we can go with Crystal.
Crystal's going to be like, what are you talking about?
What is this under the weather business?
All right. So let's get going with some of the other. By the way, we are headed to triple digits over the next, I believe it starts on Friday. So that's May. We always know that you're going to get some hundreds.
Oh,
in
yeah.
May. We just don't want any 115s until like middle of July. Right? Traditionally, it's the last 2 weeks of June where we've always set the all-time record.
And that's usually when the beginning of the monsoon, it begins June 15th is the beginning of the monsoon.
Yeah.
The phrase under the weather, meaning you feel sick or unwell, has a nautical origin. Dates back to the early 1800s, commonly used by sailors when someone on a ship fell ill.
Oh.
They would go below deck away from the harsh wind, rain, and rough seas. In other words, they were literally under the weather. Being below deck offered protection from the elements.
Well, okay. So, yeah, I mean, back in those days, there was scurvy.
Oh, yeah.
You got to watch out for scurvy.
What is scurvy again?
Well, I mean, it's like a sickness that they finally figured out with vitamin C.
Oh.
You can eliminate it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hey, and now you have vitamin C everywhere.
Yeah, we do. It's available at your nearest whatever.
Pharmacy.
CVS.
Yes.
Walmart, Walgreens, etc. All right, Celeste, we had thunder snow this weekend.
Oh.
I remember the first time I ever saw, I think it was on the Weather Channel. It could have been Fox Weather, but the reporter was literally screaming, going up and down, jumping because it was snowing. And then the thunder came.
Yeah.
And this happened this weekend. Check it out. You have to kind of listen. Here we go. Whoa.
That's amazing.
Holy cow. I thought.
That is wild.
Isn't that the craziest thing? I don't know if you've ever wanted to go to Nova Scotia. It's always kind of been on my bucket list, but it's just so far out of the way. Tina, anyway. Thank you, Tina Camo, who she wrote, yesterday it was bright and sunny and warm. I was thinking I should soon bring out my patio furniture. And then today in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, I don't have these same thoughts. Snow, wind, and thunder. She continued, spring is so confusing.
The crazy thing is you all were, we were during commercial break, but Ron was like, why do I keep smelling rain?
I'm smelling it right here in our vast air conditioning system.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's just some sort of moisture coming in from the outside.
Sure.
I mean, we take the scenic route. We're under construction here at Fox 10.
Yeah.
Get a little TLC. It's going to look amazing, though. We're almost done.
Oh, my gosh.
And
once again, I say we need to offer tours.
Yeah, oh, my gosh. Can you imagine,
Show
Ron?
off the coolest TV station in the West.
And then you all get to meet the engineering department and all the cool departments in the back.
Could you imagine, like, Kyle and Marcos are there to greet you?
Oh, they're the greeters.
Yeah, sure.
With their big smiles.
Oh, yeah, we can't forget that.
Maybe they'll have a wrench in one hand and a screwdriver in the other. They're like, what can we fix for you? But we have to walk outside and back to Ron. Look, I think the video.
Okay, well, let's just go right to our next video.
Yeah.
Okay, so Celeste, this is the ship. It's like a scene out of a horror movie. It's a cruise ship that is stranded off the coast of South Africa, I believe, after 3 people died on board. They're trying to figure it out, but they think it might be a hantavirus outbreak, which can be extremely deadly and contagious. So the vessel has 150 people. You know, you save up for it. You're all excited about it. It departed Argentina 3 weeks ago. It made a stop in Antarctica, and now this happens. And so far, they're not letting them off the ship.
And 3 people have died.
Yeah. So,
wow.
I mean, they have medical evacuations they're working on. They're doing, but I saw a guy's social media post, and he's in his cabin, not able really to leave. And he's on the verge of tears saying, we all want off this ship.
Oh, yeah.
You can imagine.
Scary. Absolutely. They want to live.
Yes.
You know, so they must have, I wonder if they have doctors on board. They must, right?
Yeah, they must have at least 1 or 2. But, oh, boy.
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
gosh.
a bad situation for sure.
Oh, we hope they are able to land and these people get off quickly. And hopefully maybe they get a little bit of relief.
In the meantime, speaking of ships, CENTCOM reported this morning that 2 U.S. flag ships have been escorted out of harm's way. It's the beginning of the operation the president announced over the weekend. But, you know, you think about this job here. 2,000 ships, Celeste, oil tankers, cargo ships, etc., are stranded out in those waters. President says for the good of Iran, the Middle East, and the U.S., we've told these countries we will escort them. Now, there's a report that Iran fired some missiles this morning aimed at UAE, so that's heightening tensions, and that's why the market, which had almost gone positive, the Dow's now down more than 400 points. There's a lot going on, that's for sure.
My goodness, we've seen that Dow up and down. I mean, fortunately, we're still over 49.
Yes.
We're sitting in 48 was the beginning of last week, you know, with a bit of a rally late. So we'll see what happens this week with everything happening in the Middle East.
Yeah. And in the meantime, the president he posted this weekend, Hakeem Jeffries, a low IQ individual, said that our Supreme Court is illegitimate. After saying such a thing, isn't he subject to impeachment? I got impeached for a perfect phone call. So he's putting the pressure on the Republicans. Why not get it started? And then he predicts, it's almost like he has a feeling for what's going to happen in November. They'll be doing this to me.
Oh.
So, I mean, that is really generating the talk this morning. We want to know what you guys think. QR code right here. 67% say, you know, he's right. Hakeem Jeffries should be impeached. It was what he had called the Supreme Court illegitimate. 29% say no. That's who needs to be impeached is the president. 4% say focus on the economy, you guys, would you?
All right, let's take a look at that poll question on YouTube. And by the way, you can share your comments on YouTube as well. So we have 878 votes right now. He's right. Hakeem Jeffries should be impeached, 36%. Trump deserves to be impeached, 53%. And don't impeach either, 11%.
Okay, so let's go to the man who knows. This is the first appearance 23 minutes in. We made you guys wait for Big D.
Oh, my gosh. And people hung out, too.
Yeah, they
Thrilled
did.
to be here, guys. Rich in Mesa says Hakeem Jeffries has repeatedly said things that were not factual and has continuously sown discontent to encourage more political violence. He needs to be removed from Congress. Barry in Heber says if there is sufficient evidence for impeachment, then yes. Otherwise, it's just fodder. Sarah Halto, 23, says, I'm not a Hakeem Jeffries fan, but what exactly did he do to be impeached? The GOP has been trying so hard to impeach Democrats and have failed because it's all political theater, wasting our money doing nothing. And finally, Osmium YT says, does the President of the United States not know that a Congress member can't be impeached, only expelled by their own chamber? Really interesting comments. Keep them out, everybody.
Okay, Big D. I mean, oops, hold on. Wrong button punch. What? Remember the other day somebody said in the chat, it wouldn't be an FTT without Ron punching at least the button wrong one time.
It's what makes it fun, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, since we have Dave here, Celeste, I thought we'd loop him into this conversation because there's a new study out this morning talking about the healthiest nuts that are out there.
Do you guys like nuts?
Yeah, I always have some at my desk.
You do.
I always
What about
do.
Dave? Dave was laughing. Did you hear him, Ron?
What's so funny about
pistachios?
nuts?
Me too.
Really?
I love pistachio.
Yeah.
The ones that are already shelled and are salt and pepper flavored.
And the coolest, I just went to Texas Roadhouse last night with my family. They gave me those peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay, humble brag. Humble brag. Go ahead.
Texas Roadhouse.
How much do you love the bread?
It's delicious.
Right?
That place is very
And
good.
the cinnamon butter. Did you have some of that too?
Gosh, it's amazing. Okay, so what'd you get, since we're diverting here, what'd you get at Texas Roadhouse? What about the pistachios?
I got a steak. You can't go to Texas Roadhouse and not get one of their steaks. It's so good.
So you're saying you got their peanuts?
Yeah, peanuts and
they
steak.
give you peanuts when you walk in. I love that place. It's super fun.
So there's one dish I always get there.
Oh.
It's
What's
a chicken
that,
dish.
Celeste?
It's a chicken. It's like a spiced chicken, and
Really?
it's
You
so good.
don't get their steak?
I don't get the steak.
Here's the thing.
They do a really good chicken.
We out in the East Valley, we're not as fancy as Scottsdale. And so we have steakhouses out there, but guess what? They don't charge $100 per steak.
No.
Or even $85. What do we pay for steaks? At one out there in the Santana. There's a really good restaurant.
You have
out
some
there.
good restaurants out there.
I think they were about 40.
That's about with actually Texas Roadhouse. I think might be cheaper than that.
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think you can still
I'm
get
a
them
Texas
into 20.
Roadhouse kind of girl.
I love Texas Roadhouse. But anyway, so this is the new study, Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Walnuts are the number one in terms of omega-3s and boosting your brain power. So if you ever feel like, this was not a very good FTT, grab some walnuts.
And do you know what's interesting?
Hold on, Dave. Now what are you laughing about?
You guys are just entertaining. You have to ignore
Okay. All right. Fine. Anyway.
You know how walnuts, we had a doctor in here one time, and she was talking about the shape of walnuts, what they look like.
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Oh, your brain.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they're good for your brain, and they look like your brain.
Yeah, they do.
My thought they used to have like one of those big boxes of walnuts sitting on the side of the couch.
Okay.
I used to crack them.
Coming up next, the bakery truck that got hit by the plane that was coming in New Jersey.
Oh, and your mystery camera.
Oh my gosh, give us your guess. are excited to know about your guesses on the Mystery Cam. This is a kind of a stately place along the water, Celeste.
Yes.
It looks like some kind of almost like a immigration type building or something having to do with shipping on the right-hand side there. Looks like it's been there forever. So I see some sort of a river connected to the whole situation. Let's just see some of our mini guesses. What do you see, Celeste?
We are seeing Illinois from Paul Humphrey.
Like it.
Missouri from Irish Eyes. Good to hear from you. And Indiana from Charles David.
Okay. Then Thomas Favela jumps in because Thomas is enough of a regular to know that we have cameras around the world. He's saying, it's the Congo. I'm telling you, it's the Congo.
What are you going to go with, Ron Hoon?
Well, I like the thinking that it's got something to do with the mighty Mississippi River.
Okay.
Although it looks kind of chilly. I mean, just a few leaves are budding on the trees that are right there. So I don't know. I guess I could go with an Illinois. How about you?
I'm going to go with Indiana.
Okay. That's us. Indiana and Illinois.
And we got a Mississippi from Louis Gonzalez. Okay, here we go.
Oops, hang on.
Well, we can go like that.
No, that's right. It's confusing me. Your button today is over here. But anyway, go for it.
Salt Sweet Marie, Michigan?
Sault Ste. No, but we're going to go with Salt Ste. Hold it back up.
I'm like, salt? So it's Sue Sweet?
Okay, now I feel bad because as we go back to it, I've been there, Celeste. Of course I've been there.
Sue Sweet Marie.
Okay, so here's...
It's not So Sweet Marie, but Sue Sweet Marie.
Right. Well, Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste.
It's the French spelling because they're right up against Canada. It's in Michigan. It's on the other side. But I do want to offer a tip for anybody who ever goes there. Two things you got to do.
Okay.
They have the famous locks there, which I actually think are kind of hidden by the trees.
Like salmon fantastic. With like salmon locks?
Sort of, except for ships. And then the other thing is, we actually met up with Renee's niece, whose daughter was going up to Michigan for, what were they? There's some kind of vacay. Anyway, there's a restaurant just to the left that you can't see here, but it's called the Antlers.
Okay.
And it's a kind of a steakhouse, but it's low key. And I think they have every game animal that could possibly be shot and stuffed inside this restaurant. Oh, I mean, from bears to elk to you name it.
Deer.
Probably.
Yeah. Birds.
I don't think I saw a lot of birds there.
Snakes.
But I mean, I'm not going to say it's creepy, but it's all over the place as you're trying to eat.
Oh, wow.
Like,
and they're staring at you.
Yeah.
Like a javelina, kind of looking, peering down at you.
Anyway, it's called the Antlers, and it's worth checking out for sure. All right. So we have one more story to get to you this morning, which is Isabella. She's joining us in the breaking newsroom. Bella, you've been keeping an eye on the kind of all the video coming in after this crazy incident this weekend with the United plane.
Yes, yeah. So I'm assuming you're going to play it. It's some really scary video, but this happened yesterday afternoon at the Newark airport. And this new video shows a clip from inside of this bakery truck. The moments that the airplane hits the truck. Really, really scary. So what had happened was there was a United Airlines flight coming in from Venice, and as it was making its final descension into the airport, it ends up hitting a light pole and then clipping that truck. But thankfully, all 221 people and crew members on that flight were unharmed, and then that driver of the bakery truck only went to the hospital with some minor injuries from broken glass.
Wow. Thank goodness.
And they really, at this point, it's too early to determine why the plane clipped the light pole and the truck, right?
Yes, so multiple agencies are looking into what happened, from the NTSB and the FAA, and the NTSB did announce this morning that they expect to have that preliminary report out within 30 days, but we still don't know why that happened.
Wow. I don't know if you guys have ever flown into the SFO airport, but
it's been a while.
You're right along the water, you're over the bay, and you're getting lower and lower, and you're like, I hope the runway's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then it's like I don't know, 3 seconds, and boom, you touch down.
Yeah.
It always makes me a little queasy.
Oh, it does?
Well, try it sometime.
Do you take Dramamine?
No, I don't know. Have you ever flown into that airport, Bella? The SFO?
I have.
You know
it's
what I'm
beautiful,
talking about,
but
right?
it does look a little scary.
Yeah. All right. Isabella doing a great job for us there.
Great job.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. Huh? I mean, although I know that pilots try to time it perfectly so you have maximum amount of runway, but if you're in even 2 seconds too soon.
Yeah.
Amazingly, that guy survived in the bakery truck.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. With minor injuries, I think Bell said. It's kind of like that. That's a way I think even Sedona, Arizona, I know we don't have water, but the airport is lifted on top of a plateau.
Yeah, it is.
And it's limited space. You don't have, like, if you overran the runway, you don't have any space. You got to do a go around and take it back up. So it's a limited runway space.
Yeah. Okay, so 10:35, 10:36, you know what that means. It's time for us to check in with our friends over there at TMZ. Eric is off today, so Syleste,
yes,
we actually get to talk to Branson Quirke.
Branson, it's Syleste, buddy. How are you?
Hey, great to see you guys again. How you doing?
Yeah, good to see you as well. He's been in studio here on AZAM.
Yeah. Oh, he's one of our faves. Yeah.
Oh, next time you're in Phoenix, you come back. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, have you ever flown into that SFO airport? You know what I'm talking about? Where you're flying over the water and then boom, there's the runway.
Yeah, oh yeah. I grew up in the Bay Area, so I know all about that, man.
Okay.
SFO, it's got that seawall when you're coming in. I don't know if you remember back in the day, years and years ago, the Asiana Airlines crash when they hit the seawall and it went spinning. That was a big deal when I was growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. Well, let's see. We have so much to talk about with you today. Should we start with Rudy Giuliani? What's going on?
Yeah, Rudy Giuliani facing a health scare right now, and there's not too many details. We just know that he is in a Florida medical facility. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. He is in critical but stable condition, is what a spokesperson is saying. But his spokesperson also said that he's a fighter. He's faced all of life's challenges, and this is no different. He has been in the hospital in recent months. This is not the first time. He was in a very, very serious car accident, which led to him being rushed to the hospital, which he recovered from. But it's obviously very concerning hearing that he's back again in the hospital. Unclear if it's due to injuries that he sustained from that recent time in the hospital, those other injuries in the car crash. But, he is pushing age, and I really don't know exactly what went down. The story is developing.
All right.
Yeah, wow.
I know you hope for the best for him, you know.
Of course,
I think
in his early 80s.
And for those of us who lived through 9/11, even in our younger days, I think you remember him as a strong figure.
Right. I actually remember him from first time I saw him was Seinfeld, actually, when he was in a few episodes of Seinfeld growing up.
Really?
That's kind of how I came to know him. My dad and I used to watch it, so he's a big figure there for me.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. Well, they called him America's mayor for years and years there in New York, so good for him.
Yeah, we hope he heals. Yeah. And let's talk about Britney Spears. What's happening with her?
Right. Well, as we had reported, we spoke about this before. She was charged with DUI, was arrested and booked and everything. But today, as of Monday, officially her DUI charge has been dropped. It's been reduced to a wet reckless, which if you don't know what a wet reckless is, it's essentially where someone who doesn't have a long history of DUI. So, for example, a first-time DUI charge for someone like Britney Spears, where the alcohol level is low or the intoxication is low, whatever that substance may be. As we know, they did find Adderall. They claimed that she had gone to Mexico several times to get that Adderall, so it was not a prescription that was given to her. But again, a wet reckless with no prior history. This is essentially a slap on the wrist of sorts. So she's getting 12 months probation. So the next 12 months, she has to stay out of the law's eyes as best as possible, or else she could be sentenced the jail time that was in a Ventura County court today. She was not in person for that hearing, which in my opinion, I don't know what you guys think. Don't you think it'd be best to be there in person for something like this to show the judge that you're committed? She did go to rehab for a bit. She just checked out, so that was really great in terms of optics. But I feel like she should have been there.
Yeah, you would show up and say, clean, you look good and rested, and
there's a reason every time you follow a court case, up to and including the president of the United States, Donald Trump, when he was facing that court case in New York, everybody stands. You have to show the ultimate respect to the system and specifically to the judge. So I'm 100% with Branson on this one.
But at the same time, Brittany does have experience with being out in public and cameras and everything. And you can imagine the way that she felt trying to show up to the courtroom and deal with that. You had people outside, and you can imagine the rush of paparazzi all over Brittany. I'm sure she didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so just the aftermath of that whole situation then, Branson, I think if I heard right, some of her maybe friends and acquaintances kind of rallied around her. You never know, but maybe this will be the point that really turns things around for her.
Right. I mean, it has to be, essentially. Like I said, 12 months probation. She has to commit to this for the next 12 months, or else she can face some serious time. Got to be careful.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Thank you, Branson.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Come on out and see us next time you're in the Valley of the Sun.
It's pretty impressive what TMZ's done. They have a D.C. office now. They're in L.A. They were in New York for a little bit. I don't know if they still have their group there, but they've completely covered the nation.
Right. They give us the big headlines out of Hollywood. They've done. By the way, that's what TMZ stands for. 30-mile zone. So when they first started breaking stories, when Harvey had just launched the whole thing, everybody's like, what's TMZ? 30-mile zone, supposed to be originally just within 30 miles of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, now they cover
the nation,
it all.
Everything.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Syleste, if you guys didn't see the year that we almost sort of looked like we starred in Star Wars.
Oh, did you pull up those out of the stacks?
Oh, yeah. These are some highlights. They're coming up. We're talking to one of the biggest Star Wars fans we know as excitement builds for the next film.
All right.
And that's going to be coming up.
We'll leave you with this gorgeous shot and be back in 2.5.
All right.
Ronald?
So, yes, Celeste.
Where do you think this is?
Well,
You're
let's
pretty
see.
good. You're pretty good at spotting these locations.
It's windy because take a look at the center geyser, if you want to call it that. See
you're
how
right.
it's blowing over there to the left? Ooh, it's
Yeah.
struggling. It's trying. Have you ever been to Old Faithful yet? I know
I
it's
have
on your
not,
bucket list.
no.
It's so cool, but every once in a while, if you catch it on a windy day, you can get some of that spray.
All right.
I don't know for sure, but the leaves are budding much more than what we just saw up there in Sault Ste. Mary? Is that what we called it? Sault Ste. Mary?
Sault Ste. Mary.
Okay. Up in Michigan. By the way, that's right up there in the UP, bumping up against Canada. This one, I got to say, is probably somewhere in the nation's midsection.
Yeah, really pretty day, though, there.
All right, here we are on May the 4th. And so the question is, how are we going to celebrate it? What are we going to talk about?
That's right. So
Mm-hmm.
we have this morning Cody Sheridan with Samurai Comics, that is. Cody, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys, too. How are you today?
We're doing well. We were just chatting. How do you celebrate a day like today?
I like to watch Star Wars movies with my kids, maybe make a Star Wars Lego set or two, and just hang out with the family.
That's pretty
so
cool.
great. Your kids are 8 and 12.
8 and 12, yep.
And if Dad's getting down on the ground, well, actually at 8 and 12, they're probably building them on the table.
Oh, we got a whole,
maybe the kitchen island. You tell me.
Whole clear kitchen table.
Okay, that's perfect.
Not losing any pieces.
Yeah.
Is it transferring from one generation to the next? Do they love it almost as much as you do?
I think the 8-year-old likes it more than I do, even.
Wow.
But yeah, it definitely is a generational thing. I mean, I started watching it when I was 4 or 5 in my uncle's den out in Minnesota on VHS, and I mean, it's definitely one of those things where people saw it in the theaters back in the 70s and just passed it along.
You know, everybody is going, what is a VHS? It's like, actually, no, you should know what that is. You know, interesting you mentioned like the 1970s. We did watch the original with our kiddos too, and it's just as good, if not better, than some of the newer ones. Don't you agree?
They all hold up. In fact, some of the best ones are, like Empire Strikes Back is generally considered the best of the Star Wars movies by most fans. There's discussion, but everyone has their own favorites.
Why do you think it connects with people so much, like it has for you, but millions of others?
Well, I mean, the big thing with it is George Lucas did a really good job of making a story that shows that anyone can really make a difference. Anyone can be a hero. You could be a farm boy, a scoundrel who makes bad decisions, maybe even a bad guy, part of the same machine that everyone's supposed to root against. But as long as you make the right decision and try to do the right thing, you can make a difference. And it resonates with across not just generations, but cultural boundaries as well.
Do you guys see a lot of people come in or give you calls on a day like this or in anticipation?
Oh, yeah. There's always Star Wars May the 4th and May the 5th celebrations all over the city. And we do get a lot of people coming in, checking out new books, because there's a lot of media beyond just the movies. So definitely, I would say we see a big surge in people coming in these days.
So what would be like a top seller in that category?
Well, Dark Horse did a really great run of comic books in the early 2000s. Marvel's taking over it now. Really, there's no bad answers. There's Jedi stories. There's bad guy stories. Darth Vader had his own comic book for a while that sells very well. I think Darth Maul has one now, too.
Wow. Yeah. And you brought these in. You said there's several. These are the handles for the lightsabers.
The lightsaber hilts.
Yeah. And can you explain kind of what makes each of them unique?
Well, I just picked out a few of my favorites personally. And everyone, again, has their own favorites. But you have the classic Obi-Wan Kenobi, the mid-series Mace Windu, which was very fun with his own story about that. And then I actually chose one from The Mandalorian, which a lot of people are going to be familiar with lately, the Darksaber. And then my personal favorite Jedi handle, Kanan Jarrus from the animated series that they did. It's called Star Wars Rebels.
And then you can switch out the top portion, you said.
Yep, they all come with different blades that you can attach and either, act it out or maybe even have a sword fight in the back of the
do you act it out with the kids at home?
They are vicious and cruel. They leave no quarter, so I'm not as young as I used to be. So
you're ducking for cover
or jumping out of the way. They go for the knees.
So do you have quite a personal collection here?
I definitely do have a large amount of Star Wars stuff. I've been doing this since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
I don't have too many of the lightsabers. I only have about 4 or 5 more.
Hold one of those up here so we can get a really good look at it here. All right, here we go now.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah, they do a really good job. Disney and Hasbro have been making these for a while now, and they have an extensive line. You go to downtown Disney or Disneyland, they have a huge amount of these lightsabers you can get.
You said you've been saving a lot of these items since you were 4 or 5.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite or most prized items that you've collected?
I have a kind of a weird little badge of honor, I think. I have every single Lego Millennium Falcon that they've ever made in like the normal line, from the original one back in the early 2000s, I believe, all the way to the couple that they just put out last year.
Wow.
So can collecting Star Wars memorabilia turn out to be a moneymaker for you?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I don't think I have anything too crazy personally, but there's some of those old school 70s action figures, like the Kenners.
Oh.
Some of those are very expensive.
Like in the hundreds?
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Really?
There's a few prototype ones that I know of that have gone for quite a bit of money.
Wow.
And we were chatting as well. You see, obviously, Star Wars people come in day before, day after, things like that. But what are some of the other things that are hot sellers in comics right now?
There's a new initiative that DC Comics is putting out called the Absolute Universe. It's basically a what-if type of story where the big heroes don't have something that they're usually known for. Batman with no money, Superman with no Krypton, Wonder Woman without her Amazonian island, and it's really good. It's kind of like a metal sort of thing, like a heavy metal kind of rock and roll sort of universe. It's pretty good.
This will date me a little bit, but I used to get on my bike when I was like 12 years old, go to the neighborhood store and get Archie comics. Has that all, is Archie?
Archie still exists. In fact, we have a ton of people who love it. They've done
cool.
They've done a few reimaginings over the years with some like modern takes on it. In fact, they're going to start one soon. But even the old classic Archie, Betty, and Veronica, you can still get stuff like that.
Oh,
today
that's
at
so
your local
cool.
shops.
Hey, before we let you go, I think there's some excitement probably on your end and many others here for the brand new Star Wars movie. What do you hear about it?
Well, I've been watching The Mandalorian since it started, and it looks like a very fun adventure and a nice end cap to a series that's pretty much brought a ton of new modern fans into the fold. It changed what a lot of people think Star Wars could be, and for the better in a lot of ways.
And I think people fell in love with Baby Yoda.
Oh, yeah, people love Grogu. I mean, he was a monstrous marketing win. Whoever designed that one, good job.
Brilliant, right?
They made Disney a lot of money.
Last question for you. What were, because you're a superhero guy, you're a comic guy expert, if you could choose one superhero talent, what would it be if you could be a superhero?
There's a character, he was in one of the Fox X-Men movies called Multiple Man. He can split himself up into multiple copies and just get a bunch done. Some days that seems like a very, very useful power. Get all the chores done, all the business done.
One goes to pick up the kids, one's making dinner, one's doing laundry.
One's playing.
Multiple Man.
That is a cool superpower. One more thing before we let you go. What is your favorite of all the Star Wars movies? And what would you say were the first 3 the best still to this day? I
think to this day, the top 3 have been usurped a little bit. I do think Empire is still hands down one of the best ones. But Rogue One is really good. A lot of people like that one. That's one of the more modern ones. Okay. I have a bit of a divisive opinion here. Ooh. I thought that Han Solo was a very fun movie. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was just entertaining and a fun ride. Well, we really appreciate your time. We're going to have to come out and see you live one of these days at Samurai.
Thank you.
But I know you got a lot of friends, contacts, etc., who are probably looking to cast the next big superstars. And so can I present to you yours truly, plus Syleste and Darth. What do you think? Do we have a future in? Good. I think you might need to work on your Luke costume a little bit. Okay, be a little bit more screen accurate, but that's pretty good.
Run.
Yeah. Would you suggest Syleste keep that hairdo from now on? I mean, it's iconic. It is iconic.
It's a statement.
I feel like it might be a lot of upkeep, though. Yeah, that's for sure.
Very true, Cody.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Syleste, I'm thinking back to all the various years that you and I have worked together, because you've been here at the TV station for, is it 15?
No, 13.
13.
Yeah.
It feels like 15.
It does, yeah.
But anyway, this was for one of our Halloweens, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun times.
We still get a lot of feedback on it.
Cody, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah. Happy May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you as well.
Yes, indeed. Okay, one last story before we go, which I don't know if this is an upgrade or not, but let me just get right to the video here because McDonald's has announced that they are moving full steam ahead with a new policy of putting the soda machines behind the counters.
Oh, man.
So it's like you go to In-N-Out and, you know, you got a thirst you got to take care of. So you get your Diet Coke, you take care of it, and then you're halfway through the fries.
Yeah.
You know, or the double-double. And you're like, wait a sec. I got to go get a refill. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to, at McDonald's, you're going to go ask the guy for a refill? It's so much easier to have the soda fountain out front.
I know. Why are they doing that? At In-N-Out, I'm glad you mentioned this. I feel like that makes it easier on the people behind the counter.
Right.
Right, because then they don't have to worry about filling up your drink, or if you want to refill, it frees them up to make the burgers and the fries and get you what you need faster.
They're busy with a bunch of other stuff.
Absolutely. I don't know about this idea.
They say they've had already announced it. This was a couple of years ago, but they're really rolling it out now. They're going to be moving them. Now, here's the weird thing. They announced it 3 years ago, and it's going full hog now, Celeste, but they say they're not going to get them all moved to behind the counter until the year 2032.
Wow.
What takes 9 years to move the soda fountain? Oh, by the way, remember when, I'm not saying this is aged video, but remember when meal deals were $3.10?
Take us back to those days.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
And when gas was 99 cents a gallon. You probably remember when it was cheaper than that.
I do.
What was when you started driving? What was
it? I think it was like $25.9. But then the oil embargo came out of the Middle East in the 70s, and that's when we had the gas lines, and it went from like 25 cents to 75 cents, and people thought the world had gone nuts. That's what I'm talking about.
Now we're at $4.75.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know. They claim it's progress. It will add to cleanliness and inventory, but they also maybe have a chance to charge a little bit more as well.
Well, Linda Monter says not a McDonald's person anyway.
Uh-oh.
All right. So thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. We're going to leave you with this beautiful shot here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday.
Ty and Anita are next.
Happy Monday. We're going to keep things rolling now at 11 o'clock on Fox 10 Talks.
Yeah, you had a good weekend?
Yeah, nice chill.
Good.
Nothing to report. Very boring.
Have you been out? Well, you just walked
outside.
Through.
So
it's
nice.
It's so beautiful outside.
It's going to be really nice over the next couple of days. And then Crystal was showing us those triple digits that are in the forecast.
The temperatures, when they drop like this, are great for the firefighters. So we want to talk a little bit really quickly, you guys, about the Hazen fire. And it is moving in that Buckeye area. We have more than 1,000 acres burned. Cause is under investigation, not yet been released, is what they're saying. But we had 85 crews from all over various different agencies, and this is basically in the river bottom. Look at all that vegetation, and then you have the wind on top of it.
Yeah. The only good thing that we had Troy Barrett earlier this morning, Sky Fox, up in Sky Fox, and you can see how close it's getting to that basically like retention dam or like little basin area. They're basically hoping that this is going to run into that and basically just put itself out. So they are watching this very closely. But look at these images from over the weekend. You can see just how intense those flames were. And as Anita mentioned, no indication on how this started, but man, the wind has not been helping firefighters over the weekend. Things dying down a little bit today, but that of course is going to be a big factor that folks are still going to be watching as far as those wind speeds.
And we're not seeing any homes in that direct area, but they're nearby. So I know over the weekend we spoke with residents who have not been issued evacuation orders, but if that wind starts blowing in a different direction, then they're in trouble. So I think people are watching that very, very closely. And then of course you don't want to be out there breathing any of that. Quick search, wildfire season, the peak here in Arizona is mid-late June to early July. And there's always a concern when it's been so dry that the wildfire season will start early and then it'll increase. We're just going to see more and more of this as we are closer. It's not just up in like the northern portions of the state where we have the woodlands. Now it's in the brush here.
All right. So be watching this throughout the rest of the day as well. We're going to move on to our next guest, you guys, because this is pretty exciting. We had the Saguaros on, and if you've lived here in the Valley, you probably have heard that name, the Saguaros. They just set a record for the amount that they just raised in their Olympiad. So we have one of the Saguaros, Clayton Wolfe, joining us. Clayton, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Clayton, for people who are not familiar with the Saguaros, tell everyone what you guys are all about.
Yeah, the Saguaros is a local children's charity here in the Valley, and there's about 50 young professionals involved in it between the ages of 20 and 40 years old. And together we work really hard to raise a lot of money for over 30 different local children's charities. And this year, as you were mentioning, a record being broken, it was the first time we raised over $2 million together.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a year?
In a year, yeah, between our two events.
That is, so we have some video. This was the Olympiad that you guys put on. What was this all about? Because we did a live shot out there, and I've been out there before. It is so much fun. It's like a party.
It really is. So the Olympiad is essentially a corporate Olympics. It's our way of getting the entire business industry involved in raising money on our behalf. So we had over 90 teams this year participating. So 90 different companies, everything from Chase Bank and Banner Health, Honor Health, to smaller real estate brokerages like the one that I work at as well. And so all these teams raised money. We raised $720,000 from January through April. And then as a thank you to these different companies for raising money for us, they come out to Scottsdale Stadium. We have a huge competition. People are competing in backyard games like cornhole and dodgeball and home run derby, and it's a lot of fun.
Dodgeball, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it always gets pretty aggressive during dodgeball.
Oh, I can imagine.
How did this all get started?
Well, that's the cool thing about this event. It's over 25 years old. I think this year is the 27th year. So it's been around for a long time. It started off with just commercial real estate. And then a little over 10 years ago, due to the demand of the event, we're like, hey, let's, rubber stamp this into residential real estate. And over the past few years, with it being over 2 decades old, we've had a lot of inquiries from businesses asking, hey, can we get involved? Can we participate in this? Because it's a great leadership and culture, team building effort or exercise for businesses, and we decided to open it up to all industries this year for the first time.
How cool.
But not just the event itself, though, the Saguaros.
the
How did
Saguaros.
that get started? Because that's remarkable.
Yeah, so we were chartered back in 1987 here in the Valley, and a few years ago we rebranded into the Saguaros. That was in 2022, and since then our mission has stayed the same, raise a ton of money for local children's charities.
Let me ask you this, because it seems like a lot of these nonprofits that we've interviewed, they're always talking about what a struggle it is to get the funding, What is it about the Saguaros that you guys are able to raise a record amount of money? What do you think it is about what you guys do?
Yeah, and with only 50 of us, it really comes down to our network, and it comes down to trust. You know, we have a lot of close relationships with small business owners, large business owners, and, you know, the trust that we've built over the past few decades, it compounds on itself.
Oh, I
You
can
know
imagine.
what it is?
Yeah.
It's a dodgeball.
It's the dodgeball.
It's the dodgeball.
They want to compete in the
Everyone
cornhole and the
wants
dodgeball.
Not going to lie, our events are really fun. So in the spring, it's the Olympiad, but in the fall, we have something called Night Flight. It's a huge golf tournament at McCormick Ranch Golf Club on day one, followed by a gala, a charity gala at the W Hotel the next night.
Fun.
A little more of, you know, kind of a party situation, but it's a lot of fun, and people come back to that every year.
Now, we saw in that video that there was a Ford Bronco out there with your new plate. And let's talk about this because a lot of folks are very excited about these all blacked out plates.
Yeah, so we're really proud to announce that we just launched our license plate with ADOT. It's called 4AZ Kids. You can go right on the MVD's website to secure yours. It's $25 just for a standard plate, $50 if you want to customize it with your own language. $17 from each plate sales goes back to the Saguaros. So we're really excited about this. The feedback has been extremely positive. It's Arizona's first license plate that's all black, no logo, no tagline. We wanted to create a license plate that the most amount of people would enjoy, not necessarily, you know, putting our brand and logo on.
Sure.
Yeah.
What was that like to work with ADOT? I mean, I love that we have so many plates to choose from here in Arizona, but what was it like to work with them to get this off the ground?
Yeah, well, it was a multi-year effort because the first thing we had to do is actually introduce a bill into Congress.
Wow.
And we had to lobby senators and House members, speak with the governor's office just to get the bill passed. And that was a multi-month effort to begin with. Once our bill passed, we started working with ADOT. And you know what? I have to give them a lot of credit. It was a fantastic experience. I was a little weary at first because you never know.
Sure.
You know, but the representative there was truly fantastic, great communication. And it was, I don't want to say it was easy because it was still challenging. And, you know, we had to have all of our ducks in a row and everything like that. But the overall experience was very positive with ADOT.
Really quickly, name some of the charities you guys have donated to.
Phoenix Children's Hospital. We got the Care Fund, Arizona Burn Foundation, Amanda Hope. We have lots that are, you know, very big and that are very visible. And then also we love to help charitable organizations that are just getting their footing so long as they have the proper paperwork and impact statements and we know exactly what the money's being used for. We like to help the younger ones kind of get their footing as well.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Is there a website where folks can get more information about what you guys do at the Saguaros?
Yeah, it's simply just saguaros.com.
That's it. Thank you.
Easy
Thanks
breezy.
For what you do.
Thank you.
Really
Yeah,
amazing.
thanks
Go
for
get
coming
that
in.
license plate. That's a cool one.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah,
I love that.
It really is. Today is May the 4th. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I mean, I used to be. I've only seen the original 3. I've never seen more than that. But there's a very cool opportunity if you are a Star Wars fan. In fact, actually happening in 20 minutes from now, they're going to start the very first showing over at the Dorrance Dorrance, what's it called? Dorrance Dome, not this Dorrance Dome.
It's okay.
Dome.
I've never seen a single.
We don't have their Zoom?
We don't have the Zoom.
Oh, just kidding.
Just kidding. We were going to try to transition really nicely.
I was like, we are doing so good with this leading up to this transition, but guess what?
Well,
We
we're
don't.
waiting on another guest, and
We
we're
are.
waiting on 2 Zooms, so we're jam-packed, but we're not going anywhere.
Well, do you have more questions for Clayton
You
since
want to
he's
talk
here?
about your hiking experiences, sir?
Yeah, I can talk
Okay,
about that. Let's
do
talk
it.
mountains now.
You've well, it's not hiking, it's summiting, right?
Yeah.
Mount Everest?
Yeah, no, I've traveled all over the world. I recently completed the 7 summits, climbing the tallest mountain on each continent, including Mount Everest.
Wow.
The last one I wrapped up was actually traveling to Russia, and I climbed Mount Elbrus out there.
This is all just for yourself?
Yeah, and with the Saguaros as well. There was definitely a fundraising component with it as well,
Awesome.
raising money for the Saguaros.
Okay, now we don't need you anymore.
Okay, perfect. Glad I filled it in.
Just kidding. We love you. Thank you. Now we're going to go talk about the May the 4th be with you.
Over at the Dorrance Dome, we've got Alec joining us. Good morning, Alec. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
All right. So in 20 minutes from now, you're going to start the first film over there at the Dorrance. This is going to be so much fun for Star Wars fans. Where did this idea come from?
Yeah, so, here in the Dorrance Dome, we have the most technologically advanced planetarium in the world, and other venues throughout the world have been doing film screenings like this. Most notably Cosm. Cosm, the company that develops these LED venues, they've been doing screenings of The Matrix, of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and adapting these films for dome venues, so immersive environments. And so one day I just kind of said, you know what, let's do Star Wars. It's one of the most popular film franchises of all time. It's one of the classic films of the 20th century, and here into the 21st century now, 50 years of Star Wars almost. It's all part of the lexicon. And so what better way to experience this classic film franchise than on our 8K LED dome? And so we negotiated the rights to screen the film with Lucasfilm, and then we built an immersive environment around each film that changes from scene to scene. You can think of it almost like we're using the dome as an interactive diorama of sorts.
I've never seen a Star Wars movie, and I think that what you're describing might be the perfect way for a first-time experience. If you've never seen one of these trilogy, one of the movies, this would be insane.
Yes, absolutely. We've had a number of folks. So we did screenings on Friday and Sunday as well of A New Hope on Friday and The Empire Strikes Back last night. And we had a number of folks who had never seen the films before. And so this was actually their first way of experiencing it. And what a way to do that. When you have, X-Wings flying in overhead or from side to side, you have an AT-AT, a giant walker off to the side of the screen, or you're in the, on the ice planet of Hoth, right? Or in the carbon freezing chamber with Luke and Darth Vader as they're having their final confrontation.
Very cool. We've got about a minute left, Alec, real quick, because you're going to start these at 2:30 today. Do people get tickets? How do they do that?
Yeah, so we're actually all sold out.
Oh, shoot!
All of our screenings. So we just sold out of our last tickets that are available. But we do plan to do screenings like this in the future. It's been such a success for us. The reception has been so positive that this will not be the last time, I can say, that we will be showing these films.
All right. Well, keep us posted, will you, Alec? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of folks that want to go experience the Dorrance Dome because it is such a cool spot. So, Alec, thank you again, and happy May the 4th
be with you.
There you go.
May the 4th be with you as well.
4th.
We'll be right back, guys.
Thank you. That was fun. Thanks, Alec.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back, you guys. We're going to keep things rolling here at 11 o'clock on Fox 10 Talks. And our next guest, you recognize her. You probably know the voice, too. And your Instagram is fantastic. We have Priscilla.
We could probably close our eyes and just listen.
Thank you so much for having me on.
I love your story and how you started at the radio station.
Oh,
you really worked your way up.
I know. We talked about that last time, how I just started as like an intern and asked for a job. And they're like, sure, we'll let you sweep our floors. And then I've worked my way up since then. So it's been pretty cool.
That is cool.
What's your best advice for someone who wants to work their way up?
Be ready to work for free.
And say yes, right?
Yeah.
Say yes. I know. I hate that. I hate saying that these days because like you obviously want to get paid your worth, but you're going to have to put in some elbow grease in ways that maybe, especially if you're new in the game.
Sure.
And then you'll work up your way to where you need to be. So,
but you've done so much for the community, which I love because you started a nonprofit. So tell us about the nonprofit.
Yeah. So my nonprofit, Community Comadres, it is basically a volunteer group for women that are wanting to give back in the community and just don't know how to do it because they don't know where to give back, how to give back. And this is for those women that they have a lot going on. They're booked and busy. They have careers, but they're like, I need to give back. And so we created Community Comadres. And so we create a lot of volunteer opportunities around the Valley to give back. And our most recent one we are going to do is really cool. We're going to be building beds for kids. Which is, we've partnered up with Sanderson Ford and Sleep in Heavenly Peace, who's the organization. And so, we, from the ground up, this is like workshop, like woodwork stuff.
This is the video right here. There's your husband getting to work.
Oh, yeah. And the boys are welcome too.
Welcome to come.
The more boys, the better.
Yeah.
This is, you see so many nonprofit, like, let's get bags of food and clothes, which is all great because you need it all. I have never seen anything like that.
It's really cool because you'd be surprised how many kids in the Valley don't have a bed to sleep on, or they have to share with a sibling, or they have to sleep on the floor. And Sleep in Heavenly Peace is really incredible because they provide those beds for these kids. So we've partnered with them. And we do other volunteer events in the Valley too. And sometimes they're social events. Like we have a millennial mixtape brunch coming up in June.
Mixtape?
It's so basically it's going to be an event where we just come together and we do brunch and we have a DJ and we sing along and we raise money for our scholarship fund.
Oh, that's fun.
It's we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. I'm excited.
How do you choose what organizations you want to partner up with? Like when it comes to Sleep in Heavenly Peace?
So our Northern Star as an organization is to help underserved children and women. So basically any organization that's going to let us come together as a group to help and their mission is aligned with that. That's kind of where we go off. We also do like a back to school haircut drive in August.
Fun.
We do a community trunk or treat for the kids. So a lot of like kids and women based causes for sure.
You were talking about how these are women who are busy and that's you. I mean, you're a mom, you're a wife, you have a full-time high profile job. What made you say, I'm going to carve a little bit more extra time in and start this nonprofit? Because that's not easy either.
It's not, but because I do have the platform that I have and the resources and the connections, I'm like, I just has always been called to my heart to give back and serve the community, and this was part of that. And I'm like, I know there are other women out there that are like, you know what, I have a little extra time, I'm super privileged or blessed and or a little more resources, and how do I give that back? We're that funnel to help you, so you don't have to do all the work of figuring out how. We're going to tell you how, and then you just come to the table.
Well, sometimes it is hard. You don't really know like how to begin. How do you call an organization and say, can I come help? And so this is like a one-stop shop.
And that's what I meant too. Or what I was going to say is that you kind of just help facilitate those folks so they have an easy venue and I guess avenue to be able to help all these different because we have so many amazing nonprofits here in our state.
So that's what we are. We're that bridge, right? We help highlight those nonprofits that maybe need the extra pair of hands or more fundraising. And then we bring the women in that want to volunteer and that want to provide and donate. So we always encourage everyone to sign up for our newsletter because that's where you're going to see all of our events that are coming up. We also have a membership circle where you could join and donate monthly and, provide for our scholarship fund. We have so many ways that you can give back, and it's all in one place because that's what I love as a a busy booked and busy mom. I'm like, just tell me what to do and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to tell you what to do, and then we'll do it. So
I'm looking at their website right now, the Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Their little logo's adorable. How you guys are going to stamp that on. 108,473 kids in the U.S. are waiting for a bed. That's incredible.
I know,
because that's something we
take for granted.
Yeah, you do. You take that for granted every day.
And that's another thing that we're really proud of is bringing exposure and bringing light to some of these causes that maybe people would not have heard of before. So we're super proud, our organization, Community Comadres, but everyone's welcome. We always say that. It's like rooted in my culture because I'm Mexican-American, but it's for every background, every race, every culture, and it's really fun to bring so many women together.
So Priscilla, tell us when you were going to be out there making beds and how folks can get involved.
Yes. So our group is going to be out there on May 30th. It's a Saturday from 7:30 to 10:30. If you go to our Instagram at Community Comadres, you can sign up there. You can sign up for our newsletter. You literally will. It's a one-stop shop. Again, I give you all the information in one spot.
You can't say no.
Yeah.
No, this is so cool.
I didn't know anything about this. That is so cool.
Yeah, I'm super glad that you guys, learn a little bit more.
Do you want to gossip?
I love gossip.
Okay.
All right.
Give me the tea.
I mean, like,
Well,
we have you.
Well, you were very excited because today is Met Gala Monday.
Not May the 4th.
No. I get it. The Star Wars fans.
We're there with you.
Much respect, but let's talk about the outfits.
So who are you excited to see?
Well, Beyonce, because she's a co-chair this year, and it's her first time in
hold on.
10 years.
Let me back up.
Okay, let's do it.
When they have a celebrity that is a co-chair, are they actually working? Are they actually doing anything? Or are they just the name behind it?
No, I think Beyonce's in it because she's a co-chair for the costume theme, and I forget what the theme is. It's like literally something costume related.
I'm looking. Standby theme.
Yeah. It's like costume of something is the theme. It's supposed to be super theatric, like kind of, I don't know.
How come it doesn't say it?
I don't know.
I'm excited because she hasn't gone to the Met Gala in like 10 years.
Why?
I don't know. She's also booked and busy.
She's got things going on.
Just, Renaissance Act 1, 2, and 3.
Costume art.
Yes, that's what it is. Costume art.
So when they give a theme like this, sometimes I'm like, not that I would ever be invited to the Met Gala, but like, how do you interpret that? So let's get
what
into
would you wear?
Yeah, let's get into Priscilla's head.
It's costume art.
That's why I love fashion because you can interpret it to anybody, right? But costume art, I feel like it'd be like some glam gown, but Picasso related or something like that. But someone else could be costume art, could be like, I don't know, traditional.
I'm thinking like moody Mona Lisa.
See, yeah. I'm thinking, what would you think when you think costume art?
See, that's what I am not good at, like interpreting these themes because like I've listened to the other themes in years previous or prior, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
I'm sure they get like a little brochure or a breakdown.
Like a lookbook?
Inspo.
Yeah. Just like yours that says do this.
Do this.
Yeah, I'm sure they do something.
Well, they also have like very experienced, what are they called? Stylists.
Yeah.
That probably do the majority of the work.
Did you see how much stylists were charging to outfit? Not for the Met Gala, for Coachella.
No.
These influencers.
Coachella.
Oh, are you ready? Some influencers were paying $20,000 to be styled for Coachella.
And I'm like, business.
Well, I don't know fashion that well enough.
But wait, just to walk around the venue?
Exactly, and get dust down your throat? Absolutely. Like, I'm like, no, thank you. $20,000, I'm going to spend that on a getaway.
But Justin Bieber, no, $20,000. You're kidding me.
I know. So, I mean, but they were paying it. That's why I was like, I do not seek status that well or that much to want to spend that much money on Coachella for get dusty and dirty.
No, I would sooner go to the Met Gala. That would be just to stand out in front and watch everyone.
Okay, so I did see a headline earlier that there's a lot of. Remember, Lady Gaga wore a meat dress.
Yeah, but that was at the VH1 or wait, that was the VMA Awards.
But like years ago. But evidently, the meat dress is on display in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they put it.
It's gone. So there's speculation that someone is wearing the meat dress at the Met Gala. But is that cost? See, then this got my brain spiraling. Is that costume art?
Oh, maybe because that was her version of art when she. Okay, so now maybe it has nothing to do with painters and like artists. Maybe it's like
interpretation.
No, yeah. So maybe it is costume art because that was an artistic expression of herself in that moment. Remember, she walked down like the red carpet in an egg or something.
Yeah.
So that's an artistic costume art. I don't know. I feel like it's beef jerky at this point.
Yeah, that's
now.
what I was going to
It's
say.
not
What does it look like?
It's dehydrated.
How would you even get into it?
Was it
They
real?
put it in a dehydrator.
Well, last year didn't Kim Kardashian wear Marilyn Monroe's dress?
So I think that was a few years ago.
And ripped it?
She ripped it.
She ripped it. I know, and people are not
happy about that.
I'm not happy about
I wouldn't be happy either.
Where was the dress originally? Did we even know where it came from?
It was so the family of Marilyn Monroe
Let her
gave
borrow
her
it?
permission. It was, I think, it was in a museum.
Oh,
I know.
But wouldn't you just make sure that it fits and that you move with
Kim
it?
Kardashian should have known better. I'm like,
No.
girl.
Okay, the meat dress of Lady Gaga. That was in 2010. So it's 16 years old.
Yeah.
yeah,
so
that's not.
I
It's beef
cannot-
jerky now.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's probably got like maggots growing in it.
It's that crispy stuff.
Gross.
Like
That's what I'm saying. It's going to
crispy.
crumble.
What do you think it smells like?
Oh.
Honestly, I don't even want to think about it.
Do they preserve it? I'm so confused.
There's no way you could. It'd have to be dehydrated.
Yeah.
Like, there's the only way you preserve it.
I wonder who. I'm trying to Google who else is attending.
I think everybody attends at this point. Like Zendaya, I'm excited to see her.
Yeah. Oh, who was it that's doing a collaboration with Mac? I'll find it.
I don't know.
I'll find it. Met Gala Mac.
Okay.
Mac, the makeup.
Yeah.
Who else?
It's a famous singer.
Oh, there's the guest list. You passed it. Hold on, I'll find it.
Oh, Doja Cat.
Oh.
And they were showing how
She's kind of got a crazy style,
Yeah.
so she'll be
I'll
fun.
Let's
Okay,
see,
hold
Met
on.
Gala.
Here's Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, Nicole Kidman is one of the co-chairs too.
Yes, Nicole Kidman is as well.
Okay.
I really am excited to see what
Oh,
Beyonce.
and Venus Williams.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
So I can't wait to figure out what like costume art
I wonder
means.
if people discuss to make sure that you don't wear the same thing. as
No,
someone
I
else
think
does.
that's no, because it's happened, and I think that's the beauty of it is to like be in your own interpretation of what costume art is.
Can I be honest?
Yes.
The guest list is up. There are a lot of names. I have no idea who these people are.
No, Ty.
Alex Consani,
Okay, I don't know if I know who that is.
Asia Wilson.
I know who that is.
That's yeah. I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Yeah, we know
Okay,
who that
sorry. Jeff Bezos.
Oh no.
And Lauren is
His
going.
wife, because his wife is going to.
Oh yeah, she's wait. I think she's part of the Met Gala too. She's like a co-chair of
she
something.
is? All right,
Unfortunately,
Paloma SS.
I already mentioned Beyonce.
Sir, I don't know. See, some of these people I don't know.
Sam Smith.
yeah, he's always a little crazy with his outfits.
Zoe Kravitz. I can't wait.
Yes, and Harry Styles maybe because they're engaged.
Oh,
now.
we got 15 seconds. All right. We'll have to have you come back tomorrow to do like a
always
debrief.
down.
All right,
Super
Priscilla.
fun.
Maybe a Zoom.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good day.
Boy, oh boy, 11:30. It's Ron and Des, and I will just say one thing, Des. I love a cloudy day.
Oh, I love a windy day. It feels so good outside right now.
Oh, it is so nice.
Really refreshing.
Yeah. Well, the clouds are in, and the temps are really reasonable. We know that by the end of the week, because May is here, that it'll be triple digits.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that starts on Friday and goes for a few days. Then we'll dip back down for a little while. But in reality, just walking around this morning, it has just been so nice. I actually smelt some rain for a little while. And I thought, oh, man, bring it on. We need the rain at all points.
Actually, yeah, we were out this morning for live shots, and in about 8:20, we were seeing just a couple raindrops. Literally, it's like two fell and hit my nose. And that was it.
I love that.
Take it.
Hey, listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. It's 79 degrees right now. I mean,
so
it's
good. Feels good.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Hey, let's bring you up to speed. We are working all of our sources to try to get you the very latest information on the Hazen fire. We have a crew that is actually out there working this story for Fox 10 News at noon, and we may get a chance to visit with them a little bit over the course of the half hour that Des and I are hanging out with you. But because of the remoteness of the Hazen fire burning there in the riverbed of the Gila River, boy, these pictures right there from the Department of Public Safety flying directly overhead, I mean, that is so ominous looking. But they still have not issued any kind of evacuation orders. And considering we're in this big urban area, that's got to be considered good news.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's a good sign, right? But right now, look at this. This is what crews are up against right now. And it being in the position that it is, making it a little difficult for crews to be able to tackle this. And as we mentioned off the top of the show, the breeze feels good to us today, but the breeze is not good for the fire.
Yeah.
And it was a windy afternoon and evening last night, which certainly didn't help, which is, I think, why we're seeing, we were seeing flames early this morning at the start of the show, even kind of continuing to fuel all of that, and it's breezy yet again today.
Yeah, so they've got these single-engine air tankers that they are going to bring in to target some of the hot spots, but it was interesting because we were checking in a little earlier this morning with Irene, and she was saying they are issuing a warning right now. If you have a drone anywhere in that area and you're just trying to get some pictures, you've got to get down because they can't get airborne until they know that the airspace around the fire is safe for them. So it did grow overnight, and it is out in the area. Matter of fact, I think we have a map here. This would be good. We can share this with you so you have an idea. So it's right along the 85. And that, of course, is the main highway that gets you from Buckeye down to Gila Bend. And it's right in that area where it's kind of on the edge of farmland. And really only, I'm just kind of as the crow flies looking at it, Des, I don't think it's much more than, say, 5 miles from downtown Buckeye, maybe even a little bit less. And the smoke is burning off in that direction. So, again, no word yet of any kind of evacuations, but boy, the smoke has really got to be thick for folks who live out there in that part of the West Valley.
Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned, Ron, that is a good tip for folks to keep in mind, to keep those drones grounded so officials can do their work, because as of this morning, the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management did issue a temporary flight restriction. It's in effect for that entire area where we're seeing the fire, and it applies to all aircraft, including drones, that are not assigned to fire suppression efforts.
So, yeah. Matter of fact, here's some of what they were saying to us.
Containment lines, like I said, on the west side are currently holding, but we're having issues on the south and the north and the northeast sides of the fire, and that's where the fire is moving to the northeast. Because the winds are coming out of the southwest and pushing the fire in that direction, that's really the critical component of this fire right now, and that's where a lot of our resources are going to be assigned today, is that northeast flank. But as the temperatures warm up throughout the afternoon and we start to see those winds pick up, we could expect another active day on the fire. Another reminder for people, especially in the Buckeye area, that you are likely to see just another big plume of smoke. Again, that thick black smoke is due to the salt cedar that this fire is burning in. There's a lot of rumors circulating that there are evacuations, and at this time, there are no evacuations, but we will do our best to make sure that people are notified in a timely manner should we have to make those notifications.
Okay, so they're on it, and they do have a number of firefighters out there on scene, and I guess if they needed to, they do have real close access to the water right in that area, but yeah, the winds are just making it tough.
Yeah, and then she mentioned the salt cedar, too. So for anyone who maybe isn't aware of what that is or maybe new to the valley, it's a shrub that significantly increases wildfire hazards in this part of, obviously the country and certainly here in the state. So that's not helping, too. So you've got winds, you've got that shrub that easily burns, causing this. And right now we're at about 980 acres was this morning's estimate of how much this fire has burned already.
And yeah, we're waiting to hear just in terms of an updated figure. I'm sure we'll get that at some point today. But Des, you mentioned people who might be new to Arizona. We got people moving here all the time. This next story, I think, is really interesting. Apparently, they came to a deal over the weekend on the Colorado River water. This has been a big concern. Obviously we live here in a desert and we've been going through a multi-year drought, but the deal that was approved would require Arizona to take a bigger hit than the other lower basin states. For example, California has to reduce its water consumption by 13% out of the river. Nevada, 7% to maybe upwards of 10%. But Arizona, in terms of this, the use of the Colorado River water, the deal that we agreed to was 18 to 20%. That's a pretty big hit.
It does seem like it. I mean, for sure. Right. We've talked about that. And I believe the governor has spoken on this issue before that, Arizona has already made some big sacrifices when it comes to water allotment here.
Right.
So
yeah,
when we're kind of looking at these numbers, right, we're hearing, well, Arizona is kind of taking the bigger cutback out of this new agreement.
Yeah. Well, I guess the selling point to it is we don't need to rely on the force of the federal government to come in and sort of a heavy-handed say, look, we're going to make the decision. You guys could never agree. So they did agree.
Yeah.
This weekend.
I think that deadline was quickly approaching. I think they maybe had until October.
Sounds about right.
Remembering that correct before the federal government stepped in. So yeah, I mean, we're getting there fast.
Yeah, we are. Hey, one thing that we love to talk around here is
food.
Yeah.
Oh.
And gas.
Oh, no, we don't like talking about gas.
Right. No, it's true. We don't.
Not right now.
Maybe Buc-ee's can bring the price down a little bit.
If anybody can do it, Buc-ee's can.
Yeah. So, hey, guess what? It's getting closer by the day, and they're holding a mass hiring event. By the way, the location just off the 10, they're in Goodyear, but the hiring event starts tomorrow. If you want to make a note of this, if you're looking for part-time or full-time work, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, a few miles up the road at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale. I just love this.
I'm so excited for this. My uncle introduced me to Buc-ee's.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, when he lived in Tennessee.
Oh.
And, I'm sold.
Okay.
I love a good Buc-ee's.
Yeah. Was it way outside of Nashville?
Not far outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, don't ask me. I forget. This has been like 5 years now. Plus. Yeah, I'm excited. This is coming to the Valley.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be so great.
They have everything. Coffee shop.
Yep.
And I hate to even say like souvenirs. Because it's really like an entire like storefront inside the gas station.
Sure.
Here.
But who doesn't need a plush Buc-ee?
Exactly.
Because they got a lot of them.
They've got everything.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, you can outfit your whole wardrobe at Buc-ee's if you wanted to.
14 flavors of beef jerky. Come on. I like the teriyaki version.
Yes.
Anyway, that's so cool.
And some of their their jobs actually, I mean, the salaries they offer
Yes.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And managers, supervisors, they
Sure.
make well into the six figures.
Yeah.
So good company.
How
to
about
work for.
them?
Yeah.
I know.
Yes, Dave.
All of a sudden, we were on the verge of losing one of our key people.
Where's my application?
Hey, so something really cool happened this weekend, Des. We got to talk about it. South Mountain High School held their 70th class reunion.
This was my favorite story of the morning.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Let's hear what they were saying.
Remember when no one wanted to live in South Mountain in the area because it was ghetto, it was bad? Well, now, because they have turned the golf course, Thunderbirds, into residential, my property value has gone up 4 times. And I'm happy I bought there and I'm there. We have $1 million homes in the South Phoenix area now. So if you haven't had an opportunity, come home and see what's happening there.
So great.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pete is the first black principal and first female principal of South Mountain High School. Originally, they were known as the Rebels. They became the Jaguars back in the 1980s. Look at some of these early old-timey photos. Look at that.
It's so cool. I love that, like, some of the gentlemen, they're wearing hats, or the ladies, too.
Uh-huh.
Just really cool to look at these old photos.
Yeah.
But I love how the doctor, she, like, kept it real off the top. She's like, listen, this area used to be ghetto. She's like, just telling it like it is.
Look at some of these
that is
folks.
so amazing that they got together 70 years later.
Yeah,
How cool
no
is
kidding,
that?
right? Can you imagine going to your 70th high school reunion, Des?
I cannot.
Okay, so you add 18
I don't think I'd recognize anybody.
Correct. I'm just doing the math. You'll be 88 when the day comes. Huh?
Cool.
You'll have great grandkids by then.
We can't see their name tags all that well.
Right.
But I wonder if they have, like, their class picture of them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
that be super
You've
cool?
lived a lot of life.
Yeah.
You've aged a little bit since then.
Yeah.
It might be hard to recognize your classmates. But
Way to go, South Mountain High, for sure. Oh, this is a good one, Des. Look at this for our mystery cam today.
I like this.
I do too.
Greenery, but a good skyline.
Nice skyline. It should pop out at us. You guys give us your guesses. We'll be right back. Okay, everybody, we're all sort of a little bit flummoxed on the mystery cam today. We even have Jon Noetzel, chief photographer here at Fox 10, joining in the conundrum. I'll call it a conundrum, you guys. Because with the skyline that big, we should all be able to come up with it. But anyway, what do we... Oh, wait a sec. Was that a seagull? Oh, that might be a clue.
Ooh. I feel like there's a mix, it looks like, between like an older historic high-rises, like on the right, and it feels like newer city kind of style on the left. I don't
Does a seagull mean it maybe like a Jacksonville or a...
Ooh.
Could be.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing a couple of Wisconsins. In fact, Paul Humphrey says that is Madison, Wisconsin. Linda's like, I'm telling you guys, it's Minnesota.
Darren.
Darren's like,
definitely not Tucson,
right?
So
All we need is the Catalina Mountains up there at 9,000 feet. All right.
I don't know. I don't think we have a camera Wisconsin.
Iowa, says Louis. Gosh. I'm really stumped on this one.
Wow, not often do we stump Ron Hoon.
No, I know.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Right? Exactly.
So,
so you know this one's tricky.
I'm going to go Grand Rapids, Michigan. How about that?
Oh, okay, that's a really good guess.
Because Detroit's skyline looks a little bit different. John, you want to hazard a guess? What are you going to...
I'm going to say, I'm going to stick with, like, Jacksonville. I know it's probably not. That's probably a stretch, but the seagull.
Okay.
Yes.
I said I was just going to go with the Wisconsin, because we have two guesses.
Okay.
Right off the top. I don't know why I'm just going with you.
Here we go.
So it is Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Oh, well, there you go, Wisconsin.
A good land.
That's good.
Yeah. That is good.
That must be the lake on the far side then, because it's right up against the lake.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah.
No kidding.
That's a good one.
That seems like it would be a fun ballpark for the Brewers, because they got that slide out there in the outfield and everything. Looks really cool.
Oh, fun.
All right, so Des, we have a chance to talk with Megan now, Megan Spector. She's out actually getting ready for her noon report on Fox 10 News at noon out of the fire.
Yeah, but you've got a little bit of an update or information that you can share with us now, Megan. What is kind of the latest that you have learned from being out there? What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, I can tell you we got here about an hour ago, and from where we're standing, we've seen the smoke die down and then pick right back up again. Right now, the sky looks almost clear. There's just a little bit of smoke, dark smoke, and a little bit of white smoke to the right. But again, in the last 5 minutes or so, it has changed drastically. So I know firefighters are still constantly monitoring the situation. One of the biggest things we're dealing with, of course, has been the wind. And we know that we're expecting gusts up to 30 miles per hour again today. So that will, be a continued challenge. Latest update from the department, the fire services says the Hazen fire has burned 980 acres. We do know they're bringing in additional resources that were ordered today, one dozer, a strike team of engines, and a hand crew. There's still no containment at this point, but we are expecting an update from fire officials later today. So of course, as soon as we get the newest information, we'll bring that right to you, but that's pretty much where we stand right now.
Any sign of those aerial assets yet? I know they'd been wanting to get some planes up in the air so as to be able to attack it.
Yeah, we have seen that today. We've seen water being dropped from the air, and again, it seems to be helping based on what the smoke looked like the past couple of days. It is a huge difference, but like I said, things are changing really quickly, and just about 10 minutes ago, we did see that dark smoke filling the air again. We hope that it stays calm and how it looks right now for the rest of the day.
Okay. Megan, thank you for the update. Yeah, she's busy, right?
Yeah.
10 minutes away, she's going to be live on Fox 10 News at noon, so we appreciate those guys firing up the camera.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take a look, everybody. We have Johnny Noetzel. There he is.
Jon Noetzel.
You moved the camera.
Right?
Yeah,
look at that.
I'm ready for my close-up.
Yes,
there you go. This is a chance for us to talk to John a little bit more about, just the whole concept of the Great American Story. Des, I'm so excited about what John has cooked up that I'm like, going along with. I mean, John's the creator of The Great American Story. He gets a lot of love online, that's for sure. Yeah. What are we doing, John, as we get close to America 250?
Yeah, so we decided that we're actually less than 10 weeks out from July 4th. So we decided that we were going to do 10 episodes, one episode a week, starting at 10 weeks out, of the top 10 events.
Hang on one sec. I think I can still hear Megan's microphone. So, James, if you want to maybe bring that down for a sec. Anyway, John, what were you saying?
Yeah, so the top 10 events in American history leading up to July 4th. And it is a subjective list because, I mean, you can ask 10 different people and get 10 different answers. Yeah. But Ron and I put our heads together, as well as our VP of News, and we kind of came up with what we think is a pretty good list, and we've actually refined it a little bit.
Yeah, we have, John. Let me just roll
tough.
Just the intro alone, Des, for the countdown from 10 to number 1. Let me just roll this here.
Yeah, it's
ready?
Cool. We got a
here
little.
You go.
Yeah. 10 events, 250 years, and one great American story. So yeah.
How about that?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So
can you let us know what the first episode
you're
is?
You're gonna see it here.
It's coming up.
I won't tell you anything that hasn't aired yet. So we have one airing on Wednesday, but we'll give it away on the show. But so we started with number 10 last Wednesday. That went up on Wednesday, and I'll let Ron punch that one up, and you can see what number 10 was. So we started with the September 11th attacks. I mean, I think that most Americans would agree that that was a seminal event in American history and, unforgettable. You could argue that, maybe Pearl Harbor falls maybe ahead of that, but I mean, when you look at the loss of life alone was actually greater on September 11th. And that's not to diminish Pearl Harbor by any means, because that was in and of itself was something else. But, we had to choose, and we had to kind of whittle it down. But yeah, we get into the details on 9/11. We go into, exactly what happened. There's a lot of people that we work with in our newsroom that were either not born or too young to remember 9/11.
Yeah.
Coming up on the 25th anniversary here in just a few more months.
So, again, the importance of making sure that stays fresh in people's memory, especially as we approach 250 and the 25th anniversary.
And one of the things, Des, about getting to tape these episodes with John is we all do our due diligence, he and I both, as we get ready for it. And even though everybody knows the story, how terrorists from primarily Saudi Arabia came to the U.S. and launched these horrific attacks, knocking these buildings down by hijacking all of those 4 flights that you see right there, you still learn new things. John, I wanted to focus on the man who was in charge of security for Morgan Stanley, the Wall Street firm. They were the largest employer at the Twin Towers, well over 2,000 employees.
Yeah.
And I think his name is Rick Riscola.
Yep.
And I know he aggravated his bosses because he's like, I don't care. Give me a bullhorn. We're going to do another drill of how we get all the way down all these flights of stairs. Yeah. So he was prepped and ready in case the worst ever happened. And Des, every single life was saved from that. From those offices,
drills,
except for just a handful of technical support guys and Rick himself, because he got all the way down to the ground, and they said, "Now, come on, we got to go." And he said, "Not until I go back up and I make sure that every one of my people are out of there." The last anybody remembered seeing him was he was going up the stairs. He was at about the 10th floor. And then the building came down.
Wow.
Well, and we also had...
that gave me chills.
We had, there's a story of 2 pilots that, F-16 pilots that didn't have time to load ammunition, the right ammunition on their aircraft, and they were determined that if they came up to Flight 93, which had already crashed at the time, that they were going to ram it to take it out of the air. Yeah, that they had made that decision.
They made that decision.
That if that's what it took. And I found this out, Ron, after we taped this. That female pilot, from Tucson.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
How did you discover that story?
Ron figured that one out. We do our research, and we kind of we dig go down rabbit holes.
We look at books. We look online. We look. You go every source you can think of. Reliable news sources, that kind of thing.
And she's from Tucson.
I don't know if she was out of Davis-Monthan because she was an Air Force pilot flying an F-16, which they don't fly out of Davis-Monthan. I don't believe. I think that's just the Warthogs. But she was from Tucson.
Yeah. And so the word was that that she and the pilot of the other aircraft were given this instruction: get up in the air, go find it, and knock it down.
Yep.
And they realized they didn't have time to arm them, so they would both go after the plane and ram it midair and bring it down. Fortunately, they never had to. Yeah. But unfortunately, we know what happened to United Flight 93.
Shanksville, right? Yeah. Well, I'll give you a preview for this Wednesday.
Oh, okay. We get a little bit.
Ron, you want to roll it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, here we go.
So number 9, the Apollo 11 moon landing. I mean, this is 1969. We landed a man on the moon. I think this is kind of cool too because of all of the interest in Artemis right now, right?
Okay, yeah.
I was just going to say you're coming off the heels of a pretty historic mission that we just had. Yeah.
But Ron remembers this. I mean, Ron was in Washington D.C. at the time.
Yeah.
And remembers
on a family trip.
The famous phone call that Richard Nixon made to the astronauts on the moon.
My mom and dad, we stayed at a friend of theirs across the river in Arlington and actually watched it all unfold on TV. It was pretty incredible.
1969.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, July 1969. I know it's a lot, but we're enjoying it. I'm working on the next episode right now. I won't give it away, but I think they're really important. I mean, as we approach that 250, it's really neat to kind of relive this history and to focus on these real important things.
So if you go to YouTube or the Fox Local app, you can watch them as we continue to roll out, counting down from number 10 to number 1.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, another episode drops, right? And then, we'll go back to doing the Great American Story when this is over.
Yeah, absolutely.
But these are the top 10. So, yeah.
Thank you, John.
Anytime.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, you bet.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.